I have to ask, are we planning a wedding? Are we still going strong?
So we don't have a date right now for the wedding. That's still up in the air. But we are in a pretty good place. I mean, we're just rebuilding our relationship, having fun, like taking it a day at a time. I think the experience was enough. It was a lot, and now we're just kind of enjoying, the fruits of our labor, I guess.
Going into this experience and giving an ultimatum, how scary was that, coming to the realization that it might not work out the way that it thankfully did in the end?
Yeah, I think I was very confident that this was gonna like be a breeze for me. I was gonna give Randall this ultimatum. He was gonna be like, "Oh my God, Shanique's the greatest person in the world. Of course I want to marry her." And I think like obviously going through the experience and seeing that he was actually making real connections and he was, really like invested in this experiment, I was just like, okay, did I make a mistake? But I think all in all, like it was actually like really great for me to see him really trying in this, in his own version of trying, by just being vulnerable and showing up and being present in it.
I was shocked because in my mind, I thought the relationship was going well. Why try to ruin it with an engagement? Why? I don't know. I know it sounds crazy, but I was just thinking like, wow, like she really is headstrong on this. And in my mind, me being selfish, I was just thinking like, okay, I think we need to work on these things before we get to that point. Not realizing that I was actually putting up a wall in the back of my mind as to why I didn't want to get engaged so early. So I just think this experience kind of helped me put those walls down, open up, be more vulnerable, and just realize that the things that I was wanting more of could be easily worked on while we're engaged. I don't need to wait much. I didn't need to wait forever in order to like get those questions answered.
At the beginning of the experience, obviously, when you embarked on this week of dating other people before ultimately making the choice. And that choice was my favorite episode because boy, was it juicy. Oh, yeah. So we need to break down everything that happened there. Starting, I think we've got to start with Nate's proposal, which shocked me when I was watching. Now, Shanique, you were considering choosing Nate.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you had chosen Nate, would he have proposed?
Oh, $1 million question right there. I don't know. I don't want to question, like, I don't know what his thought process was in that moment. All I can say is, from my perspective, like we did have a great connection as we were kind of speed dating. And I thought he was definitely like my top two. I didn't even know who I was gonna like really choose until the moment that I did. So I don't know what would have happened if I chose him. All I know is that we did have a connection. We did have a great time, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. I don't know.
Randall, you had already chosen Madlyn, and then he across the table told her, "I'm going to choose you." What was your reaction in that moment?
I heard it and I was just so confused because, Madlyn and I both agreed that like, okay, let's go on this experience these 3 weeks knowing that like, okay, let's try to make this the best that we can. And we both knew, I think everybody knew that I was choosing Madlyn, she was going to choose me. So when Nate said that, I was a little confused, like, hold on now, like what's going on? Because in my mind, I thought him and Shanique were having a good connection, but Shanique ended up choosing Zay, which in turn I think kind of confused Nate a little bit because he was confident that Shanique would choose him. So that night was just crazy. And then obviously seeing Hunter and Alexis get proposed, I didn't know what was going on.
What was it like for both of you watching back each other, essentially dating other people? I'll start with you, Shanique.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it was horrible. No, it was really hard because I obviously never seen Randall dating anybody else. And I think like just kind of like seeing the way that they were joking and laughing and just like, oh, like that's how we joke. Like, I don't know. It was definitely very difficult to kind of like get out of my head in that way. I don't even know what else to say about that. Like it was really difficult.
Yeah. At first, when I realized that they were kind of going to have some hard times together, in my mind, I'm like, she should have chose Nate because I just knew that they had a lot of similarities, and I was like, I don't know if this is going to work out. But it seemed that like as the weeks went on, obviously they kind of had the bumps in the road, but I think they both learn from each other in different ways that, you know, maybe Madlyn and I learn from each other in different ways. So I just think that it worked out. But when I first was watching it, I was just like, ah, man, she should have listened to me. But, you know,